My name's Carold Mallock. My vocation story goes back even before I was a Roman Catholic. Way back in 1958, which was the anniversary of the apparitions in Lourdes to St. Bernadette, even the ordinary daily press had information about the apparitions in 1858, like the Daily Mail and the Daily Express. It was quite amazing to get that sort of thing. That's what got me interested in the apparitions of Our Lady of Lourdes in France. Later on, I became interested in the Catholic faith because of that, and I started getting the Catholic Inquiry leaflets. But it was about 5 or 6 years later before I finally was able to go to Lourdes. It was a wonderful experience for me, and I wasn't even a Catholic at that stage, but I knew I wanted to be a sister or a nun. I wasn't sure at that stage. And I prayed at the grotto that somehow or other I would be able to become a sister, dedicating my life to God. And as I said, that was even before I was a Roman Catholic. A few years later, I came down. I was living in the Midlands at the time with my family, and I moved down to London so that it would be easier for me to receive instructions in the Catholic faith. I was lucky to get a job at New Zealand House, secretarial work. But at that time, I was still living in the Midlands with my family, and I couldn't find accommodation, and I was finding it very difficult to find accommodation because I hadn't got an awful lot of money, and I was hoping to stay at a hostel run by sisters of some different communities, and I tried a lot of different places, including one run by the Daughters of Charity, who were called Sisters of Charity at that stage, in Medway Street, but they didn't have any vacancies. I did find somewhere, but later on I found out it wasn't very good accommodation. At the last minute, 2 weeks before I was due to come down and start my job, I got a message from a sister in Blandford Street to say that they did have a vacancy. So I was able to go down. This was in 1965. The date I went down to London was the 15th of March, which was, in those days, the feast of St. Louise de Marillac, the foundress of the Daughters of Charity. I took instructions in the Roman Catholic Church of Spanish Place and was received on the vigil of the Immaculate Conception. And as I'd mentioned before, I had great devotion to Our Lady of Lourdes, who said she was the Immaculate Conception. I received my first Holy Communion in the chapel of the hostel in Blandford Street, run by the Sisters of Charity. I'm so grateful for that start of my Catholic faith. And just over 2 years later, after an interview at Mill Hill, I was accepted as a postulant. And I'm still here belonging to the Daughters of Charity, and it'll be 46 years. I'm so grateful for all that God has done to me and for me, for giving me the faith and for giving me this very special vocation. Initially, I worked in secretarial work because that's what I was trained to do, and later on in community, I also went to do my nurse training. And after that, I was nursing in our various community hospitals and care homes in Worley, in Lanark, in Liverpool, in Southport. And I'm so grateful that I was able to do that because I really wanted to do some sort of hands-on work, caring for people. And I'm so grateful that I was able to do that. And latterly, now I've had health problems, so I'm not able to do quite so much hands-on work, and I retired from nursing. but at the moment I'm living in Scotland and enjoying the work that I do in a voluntary basis at the hospice and care homes in Ayr. Thank you very much.